to a concert timeline on the Doors' official website, the group played the Inland Empire on 3 occasions. The first time was on January 29, 1966, at the Redlands Bowl in Redlands. The second time was on July 4, 1967, at the Kaiser Dome on the National Orange Show Fairgrounds in San Bernardino. The third and final time was on December 16, 1967, at the Swing Auditorium, again on the National Orange Show Fairgrounds in San Bernardino. Other than the mention on the Doors' official website, there's not much documentation of their January 1966 appearance at the Redlands Bowl. It took place before they signed a contract with Elektra Records and was only their 8th performance as the Doors. The Doors' July 1967 appearance at the Kaiser Dome was presented by IE radio station KMEN. The Kaiser Dome concert took place not long after the Doors' single, Light My Fire, was the #1 song in the nation. This appearance has a number of eyewitness accounts of the show, including this one by IE musician Greg Eckler, who is pictured here with his group, The Light. Eckler said, "The Light opened for the Doors at Kaiser Dome when they played there. Unfortunately, the only things I remember about them was A. Jim Morrison loaded out of his mind, laying on the roof of an automobile outside, jabbering into the sky just prior to their coming on stage. And B. Near the end of their performance, Jim took his mic out of the stand and started slinging it around and around, letting cord out as he went. At some point, it smashed a young girl standing stage front right in the face, causing great injury to the young lady, and then the show was over. You think?" However, there was another version of what happened to the young fan that night, but more on that later. Despite the alleged chaos, the show was well attended with some 1,600 fans squeezed into the small venue. The third and final Doors Inland Empire appearance occurred in December 1967. KMEN again promoted the concert. By then, the Doors had released their second album and were so popular that the show was staged in the Swing Auditorium. The promoters might have been a bit apprehensive because this article appeared less than a week before the San Bernardino show. This was the infamous 12/9/67 New Haven, Connecticut appearance, where Morrison was arrested on stage. Morrison had spent most of the night taunting the police, who, before the concert, in a case of mistaken identity, maced him backstage. Morrison was charged with inciting a riot, indecency, and public obscenity. He posted bond and was released. Later, the charges were dropped. All things considered, the Doors' December 1967 Swing Auditorium appearance was fairly sedate. 5,500 fans enjoyed the Doors' performance, which was preceded by unsigned bands, Friends and Relations, Fly-By-Night Company, Electric Chair, and East Side Kids. The Doors were even in a good enough mood to pose for a backstage photo with Cayman DJs Brad Edwards and Phil Otis. This would normally be the end of the Doors' involvement with the Inland Empire. However, there was still the matter of the young fan that was injured at the July 1967 Kaiser Dome concert. On September 5, 1969, a lawsuit was filed on behalf of her by her mother. This was more than 2 years after the incident supposedly took place. She alleged that Jim Morrison kicked a stage light that went into the audience, striking the girl. The mother sued the Doors and radio station KMEN for $25,000. The lawsuit claimed that the incident caused harm and possible permanent physical and emotional damage to the girl. On November 21, 1969, an answer to the court was filed on behalf of KMEN and the Doors. The declaration denied all charges and damages sought by the plaintiffs. Following Jim Morrison's death on July 3, 1971, and during the probate filing of his last will and testament, There were creditors' claims from Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger, keyboardist Ray Manzarek, and drummer John Densmore in the amount of $25,000. Morrison's share was to be 1/4 of the damages if the plaintiffs of the lawsuit prevailed in court. The creditors, aka the Doors, claims go on to explain that if the plaintiffs prevailed, the estate of Jim Morrison would owe the surviving Doors their costs incurred in the lawsuit. However, from this point, the trail of the lawsuit grows cold. It can probably be safely assumed that the suit was either dropped or settled out of court. Dead or alive, there was never a dull moment when it came to Jim Morrison.